When Napoleon was 10, his parents sent him to a French naval academy at Braine-le-Château near Troyes. He excelled in mathematics. Then in 1784, he was chosen to go to the elite École Militaire in Paris. In school, Napoleon was always picked on and teased because he was that short. That's pretty short. Napoleon had studied to be an artilleryman and an officer. Graduating in 1785, he became a second lieutenant in the artillery category of the army. By the age of 16, he had joined the French army. The National Convention had a lack of officers since they all fled the country because they were afraid of armed women storming people. The army was in desperate need for leaders, so this led Napoleon to move up in the ranks, even though he was not from nobility. So Napoleon had a radical idea when he joined the army. Instead of army go first and then artillery shoot, it was artillery shoot and then army go. Plebiscite allowed Napoleon to rise to the Emperor of France by having the people vote for him. Yeah. Napoleon's coronation was the official announcement of Napoleon becoming the Emperor of France in December 2nd, 1804.
Okay. After Napoleon became emperor, he created the Napoleonic Code, which was Napoleon reforming roughly 300 different French legal bodies and codes into about 5 codes of law. Napoleon fired corrupt officials and made sure everyone was taxed fairly. Every time, okay. Napoleon also established public schools and government. He also made it so university positions were now based on merit and not just who you knew. He established the Bank of France to regulate supplies of money and help stabilize the French economy. Okay, the British domination of the seas and the inability to regain control of the island of Saint Dominique led to Napoleon selling the Louisiana Territory to the United States for $15 million. He promptly used the money from the sale of the territory to finance the wars he was fighting with places like Germany and Russia and Spain. Napoleon also had a streak of brilliant military victories throughout his career. In 1804, during the Battle of Austerlitz, Napoleon divided his army into 2 halves and used it to confuse and defeat the Austro-Russian army. In 1806, he defeated the Prussians in the Battle of Jena. Napoleon ended the Holy Roman Empire and organized the German kingdom into the German Confederacy.
Go. The Spanish War was Spain rebelling against French control, and due to Napoleon's inability to let Spain go, it led to his downfall. He tried to put Spain back under his control by sending an army of soldiers, but the Spanish were able to defeat him, killing 300,000 soldiers, and making it so Napoleon could not conquer Portugal like he wanted. The continental system was something that Napoleon did to prevent all trade from Europe into Britain. This led to Napoleon's downfall, because most of Britain's trade was overseas. This did not affect Britain very much, while the British blockade of France and its allies hurt the economy of Europe. Napoleon made plans to launch an invasion on England, but his plans were obliterated at the Battle of Trafalgar, where Britain destroyed the French navy. Russia, led by Alexander I, refused to obey the continental system. Russia's breach of the continental system angered Napoleon, and in June 1812, Napoleon invaded Russia with his grand army of 400,000 men. Yeah. Napoleon assumed this was going to be an easy and quick victory like his others. Instead of engaging in battle, Russia retreated, burning everything that Napoleon's army could use for support. With the Russian army not surrendering and the winter approaching, Napoleon decided to retreat. This is when the Russian army attacked. The cold winter and the attack of the Russian army led to the loss of over 3/4 of the Grand Army. Only 20,000 of the remaining men were in fighting condition. After another couple of battles, Napoleon lost 2 armies of men, numbered at about 1 million.
When he nods.
With only 8,000 soldiers left, Napoleon was defeated and captured in Paris. Napoleon was then exiled to Elba in the Mediterranean Sea. Even though Elba was a comfortable island, Napoleon was angered. He returned to France for the 100-day rule. He was welcomed as a hero by the French people, but but the other European nations saw him as a threat and acted quickly. Napoleon was crushed at the Battle of Waterloo and exiled to the island of St. Helena, where he died.
Bum, bum.